And the last thing I wanted to go over was, so minor spoilers, no, major spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. So these are my official thoughts on the game. I thought the whole death that happens would be okay if the game actually um, built up to the death, but they don't. They don't build up to the death, and it's just bad. The death had no meaning, no point to it. They just kill the character off. So when they kill the character off, it I had no emotion. Like there was no build up. It was after like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours into the game that it happens. It's not the ending of the game. I thought it would be. See, here's the thing. I thought it'd be okay. It's okay, and I already figured it out before I read all the comments on my ending video and different Last of Us videos. I'd be okay with it if they gave the death meaning because it's such an important character for PlayStation and the whole franchise. So I can understand why people are so pissed off though. I would I was pissed off later. I had to think about it and I dreamt about it and I was a little angry about it later, not right away because there was no build up to it. Mm. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I would be okay if someone gave it like a 1 out of 10 because of that. Because I completely understand where you're coming from when you're giving it like a 4 out of 10, a 5 out of 10. I don't know how you can even give this game a 10 out of 10. It has to get better, I think. It can't get any worse. If it gets worse, I'll update you guys in another one of these videos, but I don't see how the game can get worse than what already has happened. The whole game has been a slow burner and it's like 25 30 hours. It's already been pretty slow enough. So I don't see it getting any worse than what's already happened in the game. And also it also didn't make sense that they killed off one character and then they don't just kill. Why didn't they just kill off all the other ones that were in the room? Like Tommy, I thought Tommy would have just been. I thought they already killed him first. It didn't make any sense to me. Just kill off all the other characters then. It doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense. It feels like to me, they hired the guys that wrote Game of Thrones, the ones that wrote the last season that had no direction because the book wasn't finished yet. It feels like the writers of Game of Thrones were writing for The Last of Us, and even that last season was better than the beginning of this game. We're talking about The Last of Us Part 2, Zephyr. Yeah, we're talking about The Last of Us Part 2. So, yeah, like I said, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that Game of Thrones, which do you think was better? Game of Thrones, the final season, or The Last of Us Part 2, just like the first 3 hours? Because I was very disappointed. If I would have paid $180 for that collector's edition, or the Ellie edition, $400 on eBay, I hope there's drop in price, because those people suck. There's people reselling them for like $400, $500. I hope they don't get their money back. I hope they lose money on that, because that's ridiculous. Increase the price by like $200 to $300. That's ridiculous. Yeah, hello Zephyr, welcome. Yeah, so what are your guys' thoughts on The Last of Us, if you have any? Game of Thrones probably stings more. Yeah, because, well, the thing is, Game of Thrones was 10 years, maybe? I forget when it started, but when I watched it, I watched like season 1 through season 5 or 5? I think season 1 through 5, and then I had to wait like every other year or something. I think the last season took like almost 2 years to make it. I can't remember. But yeah, that last season was so disappointing. And I had the same exact feeling when about Daenerys and Jon Snow. Like, you build Jon Snow up, and he does nothing at the end. He literally did nothing. What did he do? He And like I would have been okay if Daenerys, I think a lot of people feel this way. If Daenerys, like how she goes crazy and everything, if there's a build up, you have many episodes that build up to that, that's okay. Like, yeah, she goes crazy, but give us a reason. Show us how she changes into the Mad Queen. Do something like that instead of just, oh, she's just crazy and kills innocent people. When before she was actually saving the slaves and the poor people. And now she goes from that to killing everyone, and they don't have like any explanation. She just goes crazy. And it's like, why? Like the same thing here. And even like Jon Snow, like I said, they build him up to do what? Nothing. He didn't kill the Night King. So what was the point of him? They built him up and they brought him back to life. Why did they bring him back to life? He had no point in the, like, I understand that. Let's see. Game of Thrones price takes more. Give me a shout out. Hey there, Accra. Welcome. I got confused on which company made The Last of Us 1 and 2. I thought it was the people that... No. The Evil Within was made by Bethesda. Bethesda was the publisher. The person, I think it's the same person that made the original Resident Evil. Naughty Dog, the same people that made Uncharted, made The Last of Us, Part 1 and 2. Part 1 is so much better right now, the point that I'm at in the game, compared to Part 2. Part 2 is... I have to play the game more, but I really hope it gets better. And everyone's saying that it gets worse. Red Venom Corp, whatever his gaming channel is, Red Venom Gaming, he said that he stopped playing after the spoiler scene, which that really sucks, because I don't want to give up on the game. If I paid $60 for a game, I'm going to play through it all. But yeah, like I said, if they gave the death meaning, if they built up to the death, if they didn't just rush the death, maybe it would be better. But even the way the person dies, it doesn't make sense. You sound like Ruben925. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you. But yeah, that's how I feel. And I would never give this game a 10 out of 10 just because of that. It would lose at least 2 or 3 points, I think. So it starts at like a scale of 7. And I do like the gameplay. The gameplay is fun. But the story right now, it's boring. It's worse than... I thought it'd be like the first game, really good. And there's a lot of parts where like it's just Ellie and her girlfriend, and it's not the same. And even their jokes, I did not laugh at all. Like there's little jokes in there. They're not funny. And yeah, it's really disappointing so far.